What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning. And today we are doing some content which is quite timely. The PSAT for 8th and 9th graders is coming up tomorrow. And I've actually had some of my clients talk to me about that and want to get some preparation for this test. Now, look, this is a PSAT. It doesn't really have any bearing on college applications or things like that, but apparently some schools do use it for placement. They look at the scores for honors placement, things like that. At least in Los Angeles, that seems to be the case. So I wanted to make this video for people who are trying to find resources. Hey, how do I prepare for the PSAT 8/9? How do I prepare for that test? Well, what we're going to do today is I'm going to do, as per usual, a walkthrough of the entire practice test from the College Board. This is the official practice test that was released in the spring of 2019. Now, if you're new to my channel, again, I'm taking it in real time for the first time, though I have looked at some of these questions already with one of my students, so there is that caveat. But for the most part, I'll be taking it as if it's were a timed test. That way you can see me take the questions and respond and think and react in real time, and you can then also adopt those strategies for yourself. Here we go. I got the timer set up. The first section is 20 minutes. The second section is 40 minutes. 20 minutes for 13 problems. And here we go. This is the no calculator section, so I do not have a calculator queued up. And then I'm going to, right after that, jump into the calculator. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. The equation above was the value of x, so I'm going to cross multiply. 4x equals 3 times 60 is 180. Then we're going to divide by 4, okay. 4 goes into 180, it's 4 times 45, so x equals 45. And again, do long division if you don't want to do it mentally. Let me make sure, yes, okay, number 2. The table above shows some pairs of x values and y values. Which of the following equations could represent the relationship between x and y? Let's test these out. Let's start with A. 2x, plug 2 in and we get 5. That works. Plug 2 in, we get 7. Plug 3 in, we get 9. That works. Plug 4. Okay, this is it. 4 in and we get 11. Done. So we're just, if that didn't work, I would go to the next equation and test that out and so forth. That's the best strategy there. A discount airline sells a number of X tickets for a flight for $90 each. It sells a number of remaining tickets Y for $250. For a particular airline, they sold 120. Okay, so they sold 120 total. So that means the number of X plus the number of Y equals 120. And they sold the money. So this is my total amount. X is the amount, Y is the amount. Then 90 times the number of X times 250 times the number of Y is going to give me my total cash amount, which is $27,600. Which of the system of equations? Okay, this is already, I'm seeing systems of equations here. I don't even have to solve it. So which one is this? XY 120. It's A. It's exactly what we came up with. Done. Next, 4. Which of the now, I do recommend on the test, if you're taking it for the first time, check those other answers. Even if you think you've got the right one, check them and compare them just to be safe. Which of the following is equivalent to the expression above? All right, this is a factoring problem. So I got x and x. What multiplies to 60, negative 60 adds to negative 17. That's negative 20 and positive 3. That would give me negative 60 if you multiply negative 17 if you add this one. This was 3x minus 20. Done. Numero 50. What is the equation of the line shown in the xy plane above? Okay, these are going to be in slope-intercept form. So first of all, I know I have a negative slope because it's going this way, down from left to right. And the slope is down 3 over 1. So it's a slope of negative 3x. And then the y-intercept is positive 3, so plus 3. And there's my equation for the line. Y equals negative 3x plus 3. And done. Next, number 6. Which of the following expressions is equivalent, aka simplify? First thing I'm going to do is distribute this negative 2. These parentheses do nothing in the front, so I'm going to get rid of them. Plus 2x minus 10y. Okay, 31 minus 10 is 21y. Negative 11x plus 2x is negative 9x. Negative 9x plus 21y. Okay, 7. The formula for determining the pressure P exerted on an object depth, h below the surface of the liquid is blank, where s is the atmospheric pressure, d is the density, and g is the acceleration, which formula represents h in terms of blah. Okay, all they want you to do, and look at this, all the answer choices have h equals, right? This is what's called an isolating quantities question. You don't even have to understand the formula. All you got to know is we got to isolate h, okay? So let's write it out. P equals S plus dgh. I'm going to subtract S from both sides first. dgh. Then I'm going to divide both sides by dg. Oops. And that's it. H equals P minus S over dg. Oops. Rachel's costs for automobile maintenance and fuel are shown in the table below. In addition to fuel and so type of cost, average cost, maintenance 5 cents per fuel. Oh, sorry. Type of cost, so maintenance 5 cents, fuel 14 cents per mile. In addition to fuel and maintenance, Rachel pays $1,000 a year in insurance. Okay, so this is her total cost. Her cost in dollars for owning an operating car of the year function X. The number of miles driven in it, depending on x. X is the number of miles driven. What does the slope represent? Here's the slope. The slope is this thing multiplying the x, and it's clearly the maintenance, 5 cents and per mile, and the fuel, because that's the per mile. So it's the cost per mile. That's it. Cost of maintenance and fuel per mile. Here we go. Boom. And slope is usually going to be rate of something. So there's cost per mile. That makes sense. And then we go to 9. What is the equation? What is the solution to the equation above? All right. Again, get rid of the parentheses. So these are doing nothing. And then on the second one, the minus actually needs to distribute. So it becomes negative 6x minus 7 equals 0. Negative 4x plus negative 6x is negative 10x. 5 minus 7 is negative 2 equals 0. Negative 10x equals, add 2 to both sides, boom. Divide by negative 10, divide by negative 10. X equals negative 1/5, which is negative 0.2. Same thing, just converting a fraction to a decimal. Okay, number 10. Manufacturer makes 2 different sizes of spherical ball bearings for use in motors. If the radius of the larger ball bearing is twice, okay. First of all, volume is 4/3 pi r cubed. But they have the formula. I think that's it. They have this formula on the front of the test. If you forget it, I think it's 4/3 pi r cubed. Let's double check. 4/3 pi r cubed. Oops. Here it is. Yeah, 4/3 pi r cubed. So you can, of course, look back and double check if you need to. The radius of the larger ball bearing is twice the radius of the smaller ball bearing. So, and then how many times is the bigger one than the smaller one? All right, let's pick numbers. Let's pretend the radius of the smaller one is 1. Keep it simple. And the second one is double that, so it's 2. 4/3 pi 2 cubed. 1 cubed is just 1. 2 cubed is 8. So these are essentially identical. The pi's are the same, the 4/3 are the same, and this is 1 and this is 8. So it's obviously 8 times bigger, and that's it. Okay, number 11. This is the free response section where you have to grid in. You can't use, it's no multiple choice. So you want to be extra careful here. If the equation y equals this is graphed in the xy plane, what is the value of its y-intercept? The y-intercept occurs when x equals 0, where these will 0 out. Therefore, the y-intercept is 3. Number 12, the solution to the system of equations below. What is the value of x? So we're going to solve for this. So I want to solve for x, so ideally I'm going to get the y's to cancel out. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 4. Then it becomes 12x plus 4y equals 52. The bottom one becomes 2x minus 4y equals 18. Now, why did I do this? Because I'm setting it up for elimination, where I add and then one of the variables will drop out. I've got it so the y's will cancel out because they're opposites. 12x plus 2x is 14x. 52 plus 18 is 70. Divide by 14, x equals 5. There we go. Numero 13. A group of friends 12 friends went bowling. They each rented shoes for $3 a pair. And 4 friends bowled. Group of 12 friends went bowling. They each rented shoes for $3 a pair. Okay, so 12 times 3, right? They all rented shoes. 4 friends bowled 2 games. 8 friends bowled 3 games. Which means these guys had 8 games. These had 24. Each game bowled cost a person the same amount. The total cost for the shoe rentals and the games bowled was $212. Okay, so that means 36 plus 8 plus 24, 32 games times X is the number of games. X is the amount per game. And then that's the total cost is $212. What is the cost in dollars of each game bowled? So we're trying to find X. And now we solve. So subtract 36 from both sides. Sorry, 212. I'm just going to do it. Sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. 12, 6, 7, 1. 176, and then divide by 32. Oops. X equals 76 divided by 32. 5 is 151.60. And then it goes into exactly 5 times with a decimal, right? Bring down to 0, 5.5. So it is $5.50. There we go. Okay, so we did that in about halftime. I will check this, but I'm going to check it at the end. I'm going to jump right in to the calculator section. Blaze through that, and then I'll check the whole thing at once. Okay. This is a 40-minute section. Again, if you're taking this for real, and you finish early, you're not going to do what I just did. You're not going to just stop, right? You're going to go back and you're going to check all your answers, all right? Okay. All right, just seeing if there's any interesting comments. But this is, yeah. All right, PSAT 8-9. Let's keep it going. Timer, 40 minutes. Oh, we need a calculator. All right, we're queued up, ready to go. 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Carissa ordered 3 cans of lemonade for each person at her party. She also ordered 1 pizza for every 4 people. If she ordered 6 pizzas, which of the following could be the number of cans of lemonade she ordered? Okay. So she got 6 pizzas, 1 pizza for 4 people. So she got 6. So 1 for 4, but she got 6 for how many? And then X equals, so there's 24 people. And then she got everybody, that's a lot of lemonade. 3 cans of lemonade per person. So 3 times 24. 72. All right, number dos. A bakery sells trays of cookies. Each tray contains at least 50, but no more than 60. Which of the following could be the total number of cookies on 4 trays? All right, at least 50, but no more than 60. Let's just say there's 55 times 4. Sorry. That's not going to work here. It's not free response. Okay, so 165 would be divided. That's too few. That's going to be like 40 something per tray. This will work. This would be 51 per tray, I think. Hold on, at least 50. Yeah, I think 205 will work. This will not work because this would be 61.25 or something per tray. Because it's got to be between 200 and 240. So 205 is the only thing that will work. Okay, next. A survey taken by 1,000 students at a school asked whether they played school sports. Table summarizes all 1,000 respondents from the students surveyed. How many of the males surveyed responded that they do not play a school sport? Okay. Okay, so we got to add all these up. 312 plus 220 plus 260 minus 1,000. Should be 1,000 minus that, but it's positive 252. Just did it backwards to save time. All right, 252. We're good. Number 4, a waiter receives tips from each customer on the average On average, the tip is 15% of the customer's bill. At this rate, which of the following is close to the tip that it can expect when a customer has a bill that is $78.20? All we're doing is we're taking 15% times this. So I put that as a decimal equivalent, multiplied by the total. Get this, and they said, what is the closest? Well, 12 is the closest. It's approximate, and there we go. Numero 50. The table below, oh wow, this goes all the way across. The table below shows the high and low temperatures in Houston, Texas during a 5-day period. Okay. What was the mean low temperature during the 5-day period? Here's the low temperatures at the bottom. It's the mean of that. Mean means we take all of these, we add them up. And we divide by the number that there are, which is 5, and it's 48.8. Boom, done. Okay, next, numero 60. A random sample of 50 people from a town with a population of blank were asked to name their favorite flavor of ice cream. 7 in the people named chocolate. How many people in the town would expect to name chocolate? So 7 out of 50 is equivalent to 14, X out of 14,878. And then we can cross multiply. 50X equals 104,146. And then last but not least, we divide by 50. Equals 2,008. Okay, approximately again. About. See these words about? Usually I say if you don't get the exact answer, try again. But in these, we're approximating and we're good to go. Numero 7. The study was done to determine a new car's stopping distance when it was traveling at different speeds. Study was done on a dry road with good surface conditions. The results are shown below, along with graph of a quadratic function that models the data. According to the model, which of the following is the best estimate for stopping distance in feet if the vehicle is traveling 55 miles per hour? Okay. 55. Here's 50, right? That's right in the middle. 55 will be right here about. I think that's pretty good. And that looks like about, hold on, let's bring it across here. 200 and, yeah, 10's our best guess. It's not 250. It's not 30 or 25. That doesn't make any sense, so 210. All right. Number 8. The equations below show the total amount of water in gallons that's flowed through 2 different types of shower heads after X minutes. Based on these equations, which of the following statements is a correct comparison? Okay, so this is like after 1 minute, it'd be 125. 2 minutes, it'd be 250. After 1 minute, it'd be 250. After 2 minutes, it would be 5, and so on and so forth. Okay, that's the total amount. All right, for each minute of use, the amount of water that flowed through type B for each minute is twice that flowed through type A. Yes, that's true. Because, right, every time it's 250 versus 125. So this is probably true, correct, yeah. So that's probably true. Let's see the next one, make sure. For each minute of use, the amount of water that flowed through type A is twice that of, no, this is wrong. It's opposite. The amount of water that flowed through type A per minute increased at a faster, no, nothing is increasing. It's a constant 125 per minute versus 250. The amount of water that flowed through type B per minute increased at a faster rate. No, it's not increasing. It's a constant rate of flow. Number 9, a certain number of cubic yards of concrete will be poured to form a driveway. The concrete will fill a space. A certain number of cubic yards of concrete. The concrete will fill a space that is a right rectangular prism that is 18 feet wide. Let's do a rectangular prism. Boom. Okay. So it's 18 feet wide, 42 feet long, and 6 inches, whatever, thick. Well, that could be the height. I don't know. 6 inches. These are all feet, and these are inches. Okay. What are the dimensions of the space in yards? Okay, we got to convert to yards. 18 feet is 6 yards. So these are the only two with 6 yards. So goodbye, goodbye. 42 feet divided by 3 is 14. So it's either these or those two. Okay, that doesn't help. And then 6 inches is 6 out of 36. Because there's 36 inches in a yard. Because 12 inches in a foot, 3 of those is 36. That's a yard. So 6 out of 36, which is the same as 1/6. So it's not 1/2, it's 1/6. Okay. Numero 10. The charges for a parking garage are shown below. Parking garage charges. Okay. Okay. Which graph shows the relationship between, so we've got $1 if you're up to 30 minutes, between 30 and 62, 60 and 93. Okay. Which graph shows the relationship between the parking time in minutes and the charge in dollars? Okay. So first thing to notice, let's look at some key things here. It goes $4 and all of a sudden it goes $9 and the highest is $14. Look at this one. There's nothing in the $14 range. It stops at 8, doesn't even go up to 9. This is out. B. All right, it does go up to 14 and 9, it looks like, so that looks good. And then this is a problem. So you see how it goes from 180 to 240. This is 120 to 180. This is only 120 to 140, 60, 40, 50 maybe it says. And then it stops at 180. B is out. Okay, this one. It looks good because it goes to 240. That's 180 to 240, 120 to 180, 90 to 120, 60 to 90. This one looks pretty good. Let's try D. No, look at this. Doesn't go up to 14. D is totally wrong. Okay, let's see. Next is question 12 through 14. Rocco is saving money to buy his first car. He works 15 hours each week and saves $10 for each hour he works. Rocco's already saved $3,500, plans to save at least $5,300. He knows that there will be an 8.5% sales tax on the purchase price of the car and a title transfer fee of $15. He used the formula below to determine his gas mileage in miles per gallon from the number of miles the car can be driven using G gallons of gas. Okay, this is a lot of information. Mileage, miles, and this is gallons. All right. But it's used for 3 questions. Rocco will need to pay a total of blank for the car, including sales tax and transfer fee. To the nearest dollar, what is the purchase price of the car? Okay, check this out. So 524,687 equals the purchase price. What is the percentage? 8.5%. Is the purchase price times 8.5, plus an additional 8.5%, which is like multiplying it by 1.085. This is 0.085 is 8.5%, but if I'm adding it on to something and I want that to just increase by 8.5, I multiply by 1.085. So that takes care of that, plus the title transfer fee, which is $15. Now we got an equation. Now we can solve for X, the cost of the car. So I'm going to subtract 15 first. Then I got 5,231.87 equals X times 1.085. Then we divide both sides by 1.085. 5,231. Checking the numbers. 4822. Boom, done. We barely used any of this information. Like, we just used it a little bit. So now let's see the next one. Which formula can Rocco use to determine the number of miles he can expect to drive during a certain number of gallons of gas? Look, again, it's really an isolating quantities question. That's it. So all we're doing is we're taking our original equation and isolating M. Y equals M over G. Multiply both sides by G. Boom. It's Y times G. Or G times Y. That's it. Number 14, which inequality can Rocco use to model the number of weeks remaining that he will need to work before he can save at least $5,300? So he currently has $3,500, right? So it should be, this is wrong because we're not multiplying 3,500 times the number of weeks. We're not multiplying 5,300 times the number of weeks. That doesn't make any sense. It's one of these two. And so he's got 3,500, and he's saving. I think that was right because he's saving 150 for a week because he saves $10 for each hour. He works 15 hours, so that's 150 he's saving every week. And we want it to be at least 5,300. So this is what he starts with plus what he's saving equals this. This is backwards. All right, that's it. Numero 15. The table below shows the lengths in centimeters of a sample of 5 leaves from a tree. A 6th leaf is added to the sample, and its length is measured. So we got length 14.2, 13.8, whatever, all these things. Its measure increases the mean value, but decreases the median. Interesting. That's rare. Okay, well, let's find the current median. Okay, so let's put these in order from greatest to least to greatest. 11.5, 6, 13.4, 13.8, and 14.2. So the current median is 13.4. Obviously, the new value can't. The new value can't be 13.4 or 13.7. 13.7 would increase the median. 13.4 would keep it the same. So we're decrease. So it's one of these. It's got to be this one, obviously, because I mean, if we're increasing, the better bet is the bigger one. But I can tell you also by calculating the current mean, it just has to be bigger than the current mean. Just for fun, I'll show you. I think we have plenty of time. 13.4. Oops. What is it? 14.2. That's still, yeah. So the current mean is 13.1. So 13.1 won't work. That'll keep the mean the same. 13.3 will increase the mean. 13.3, sorry. Okay, done. Let's see time. Okay, we got 25 minutes left. Here we go. Theater is showing one movie today. Media research company randomly selected people coming out of a theater to rate on a 5-star scale the movie they just saw. The results of the survey are shown in the table below. So we got this data analysis. So we got 8 people said 1 star, 12, 2, so on and so forth. A total of 325 people saw the movie in the theater. Based on the results, how many of the people who saw the movie would have rated it with 3 or more? So how many were surveyed again? It doesn't say. We got to add them up. Okay. So we got 20, 37, 47, 56, 66, 70. So 3 and above would be these out of 70 times 325. Basically getting a fraction and then multiplying it by the whole. So that's 17 plus 19 is 27 is 36, 40, 50. All right. So 50. Oops. Times 325. Come on. Equals 232. About. Again, they're saying about. Boom, done. 230. That's 3 or more, right? So that's 3, 4, or 5. Okay. 17 and 18. Experts say vitamin C is a nutrient that provides healthy benefits. Amount of vitamin C in milligrams found in 100 grams of each several fruit is shown in the table below. Amount of vitamin C in 100 grams of fruit. 1, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, great. So is that one that's true? I bet you this is true. I bet you guava's really good for you. Which quantity of fruit contains an amount of vitamin C closest to the combined amount of vitamin C in 50 grams of acerola and 100 of kiwi? 50 grams of acerola. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. So if I say 50 grams, this is 100 grams. So half of that is 839. And 150 grams of kiwi. That's 1.5 times that, which is, I can do it mentally, 157.5. But you can, if you didn't know that, just multiply that by 1.5 on your calculator. So 839 plus is 996. So it's about 1,000. Okay. About 1,000 milligrams. So which would be 1,000 milligrams? 2,000. That would be 20 times 181. That's wrong for sure. 800 grams of guava. 8 times that. That's too big. 1,800 grams of pineapple. That's 18 times 56, maybe. I think that's right. Yeah. That's pretty close to 1,000. 600 times strawberries. That's 600 times 59. Too small. Boom. Done. A fruit salad was prepared containing 100 grams of areola cherries, 100 grams of kiwi. Oh, by the way, okay. So 100 grams of acerola cherries. Hold on, let's see if I can see this. 100 is 1678 because that's exactly 100. Then we have 100 grams of kiwi fruit. 105. 300 of pineapple, so whatever pineapple is times 3, that's 150, 168. $200 grams of strawberries. That's 2 times that is 118. And they want this in grams, and remember, that is in milligrams. So first I'm going to add these up. Let's just use the calculator. 16. That's 2,069. But if I want it in grams, if that's milligrams, that's 2,000. There's 1,000 milligrams in a gram. Basically, I'm dividing by 1,000, and it's 2.069 grams. Boom, done. Okay, 19. A quality control specialist for an electronics manufacturer estimates that 20.25% of the televisions produced each day by a company are defective. If the manufacturer produces, so 0.25%, I can already tell, I bet you it's between these two, and I bet you it's B. I'll tell you why in a second. So are defective. If the manufacturer produces an average of 450 per day, which of the following is close to the best estimate for the total number of defective in 30 working days? So 450 times 30. Oops. Equals that. And then 0.25% is not, we don't multiply by 0.25. Remember, we got to move the decimal place twice. So I multiply that by 0.0025 times. And that's, I knew it. Here's why. Because they're banking on people multiplying it by 0.25. So I knew that the right answer and one of the wrong answers would be off by a factor of 100. I mean, these are also off by a factor of 100, so it could have been 1 as well instead of 113. But I just kind of had a hunch that it was that beforehand. Okay. 20. That is one that I like. That's one. I remember I said I saw a couple of these before, some of these before. I didn't see that one before. That was a guesstimate. Line L is shown on the xy plane above if the corresponding equation for line L is y equals ax plus b, where a and b are constants. Which set of inequalities is true about a and b? Wait. Okay, so b, here, this is slope-intercept form. B is my y-intercept. B is clearly negative. And a is my slope. So a is positive and b is negative. I know that, right? Because the positive slope is going up from left to right. So, hold on. Okay, b is greater than negative 10. It's above negative 10. So actually, this is true. Wait a minute. A is between 0. Is A between 0 and 1? It is. Because this would be a slope of 1. And then I think A is right. Hold on, let me figure this out. B is also greater than negative 10. A is not negative. That's out. B is less than 1. That's true. A is less than, no, A is positive. I already said that. A is greater than 0. Oh, yeah, so it is A. Okay. Cool. Number 21. Mr. LePage, excuse me, spent $25,000 to buy a new truck for his construction business. He estimated the value of the truck after each of the next 5 years, as shown on the table below. All right. So it's depreciating. That makes sense. There's a line passing through the points defined by the values in the table's graphed in the plane, which the following is the best interpretation of the y-intercept in the context of the problem. It's the starting value. It's the price. It's the price of the truck when he bought it. It's $25,000. Right? Y-intercept is always my initial value, so it would be the initial value of the truck. Yeah, the value of the truck when it was new, aka $25,000. All right. Now we're on to the free response. We got to be a little more careful here because there's no multiple choice. Solution to the system of equations is xy. What is the value of x? AKA, I would love to eliminate the y's, not the x's, and make life a little bit easier. So I'm going to multiply the top one by 7, the bottom one by 6 to get. So we get 35x minus 42y equals 18.9. Okay. Then the bottom I get 60x plus 42y equals, that's, I can do mentally, 9.6. It's like 6 times 16. Combine these, cancel out. That's 95x equals 18.9 minus 9.6. It's 9.3. Divide by 95, divide by 95. Yowzers. That doesn't look right. That's not good. Hold on. I must have made a mistake because you don't get a weird decimal like that. 60. Oh! That's not a negative 9.6. It looked, I thought it was. It's a positive 9.6. So 95x equals, we add those, 18.9. Oops. 28.5. Then we divide that by 95. And we get 0.3. That's better. 0.30. Okay, 23. Let's see how the time we're doing. We got 15. We got plenty of time. Only 3 questions left. A dinner was held to raise money for a children's museum. A ticket for one person costs $200, and a ticket for a couple costs $350. A total of 130 people attended the dinner, and the ticket sales was a total of, okay. So we got 200 times X. That's the number of one-person tickets. Plus 350 times Y. That's the couple tickets, and that equals 24,000. Then the second equation is X plus, this is the number of couple tickets, but they said 130 people attended. So every Y ticket sold means 2 people are coming, and that equals 130. That's what makes this system of equations hard. It's not just X plus Y equals 130. You got to factor that in. What is the total number of tickets that were sold? So we want X and Y. So it's a nice system. I am going to... Yeah, let's use elimination. Multiply the bottom by negative 200. So I get negative 200x minus 400y equals 26000, negative 26,000. And then I'm going to add it to this one. Let's double check. 130 times 200. Yeah. Okay, and then we add these guys. These cancel out. That becomes negative 100y. That becomes negative 2,000. Divide by negative 100. Divide by negative 100. Y equals 20. So there's 20 couple tickets, right? That means if I plug it in here, that's 40. Then there's 90 of the X tickets, right? Because 90 plus 40 is 130. So it's a total of 110 tickets. Da-da. So let's just double check the math. 90 times that is 18,000. plus 350 times 20. That's another 7. Row. Math doesn't work out. That is 7,000. Wait, I messed up. Hold on. Let's try it again. 200x plus 350y equals 24,000, right? And then x plus 2y equals 130. Negative 200x minus 400y is negative 26,000. 40. What? 130 people attended. Total is 24,000. Hold on. Where did I make a mistake here? If it's 90, 18,000. That's 6,000. Hold on. 6,000 divided by 350. That doesn't work, right? 900. So I multiply negative 200. Oh, negative 3. Oh, I wrote that wrong. Caught it. That should be 350. I copied it wrong. You see that? 350, I wrote 300. Here, let's undo all this, actually. I keep making mistakes today. All right. Good thing I checked it, right? 350y equals 24,000. Okay, much better. Boom, that becomes negative 50y equals negative 2,000. And then 2,000 equals 40. So y equals positive 40. That means here it would be 80, and then that would be 50. So then 50 of the x were sold, so a total of 90 were sold. Now let's double check. 50 times 200 is 10,000. 40 times 350. Oops. It's 14,000, yeah. Adds up to 24,000. Boom, done, it worked. Last but not least, here we go. Still 10 minutes left. The United States Senate first convened in the year 1789. 1789 to 2013, total 44 women served as U.S. senators. Partially concealed table shows the number of women senators, geographical region, number of women U.S. senators. Okay. I can start to fill this in. So if it's 4 here, it must be 4 here to give a total of 8. If it's 6 here, it must be 1 here, right? If it's 7, 4, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Then it's a total of 15 here. Then this must be 15 plus what is 24? 15 plus 29, 39, 44, yeah. And then what else can I fill out? I think that's it. Anything else? Anything else? Nope. Okay. Next, what is the total number of women from the Democratic Party who served as U.S. senators? The total number of women from Democratic between 1789. Oh, it's 29. 29. We figured it out. Boom. And then from 1789 to 2013, the women from only the Democratic Party who served as U.S. senators, of the women from only the Democratic Party, served as U.S. senators, 34.5 have been from the South. Total number of Democratic. Okay, so we need to calculate that South first. So 0.345. So of the women from the Democratic Party, so this times 29, right? That's the Democratic women. Ugh, I don't like that decimal, you know? Wait, hold on. Let's make sure I understood this right. Did I do it correctly? Democratic. Okay. Of the women from only the Democratic Party who served as U.S. senators, I'm just going to go with it. It's close enough to 10. Let's just say this is 10. This is 13. And then this is 20. This is 9. And this is 16. What is the total number of Democratic and Republican women U.S. senators who represent the Midwest in this time period? 16. Let's go with that. Let's just make sure this adds up. 16, 24, 34, 37, 40. Yeah. All right. I think we're good. Let's check the answers. We're going to stop this. We got 7 minutes to spare. Again, on the real thing, use that time to go back and check your answers. But for me, we're just going to go right in and see. I just got to find the answers. Okay. And then I'll take some questions. Let's see. Here we go. DAAD. DAAD. 5 is BCBDC. C. And then 10 is D. And then it's 3, 5, and 5.5. Okay. All right, that's the no calculator section. Let's look at the calculator section. Okay. We've got DBBCA, DBBCA. Then I've got 6, which is BCAAC, BCAAC. That's 10, right? Yeah. Oh, I skipped 11. Darn it. Hold on. I'm not looking. I'm going to restart the timer. Okay. Missed it. All right, sterling silver platter is made up of a mixture of silver and copper. Ratio of silver to copper is 37 to 3. Silver to copper. If the platter has a mass of 600 grams, what is the mass in grams of the copper? So the copper ratios. So the copper is 3 out of a total of 40, because it's 37 of that, 3 is that, so it's a total of 40. So that's the fraction of copper. So it's just this fraction times 600. 3/40ths. $45. Okay. I think I left that. I think I answered everything else. Yeah. That's why you should check your answers if you're really taking this, because you might do something silly like that. But, all right, there we go. Let's go ahead and stop the timer again. Okay. Do. 11 is B. All right, good. 12 is BDABC. BDAB. And C. 17 is CBBAD. CBBAD. All right, then we've got 0.3, 90, 29. This is one I was a little iffy about because of that weird decimal, but it's correct, 16. And there we have it. That is it, my friends. Let's see if we got any questions here. All right. What's up, Paige? You're back. Okay, hey, I think I got 800. Oh, amazing. That's cool. That's so sweet. If you got an 800, please keep me posted. Oh, the math was good. All right, sweet. It was blurring through the questions. Oh, right. I don't know when the test but yeah, the 16 sounds right. That's amazing. Happy. Yeah. Definitely bomb the SAT. Well, hopefully you can take it again. Take question 22. Okay, I think the writing part and the math. Okay, what book website? I mean, definitely start with the official. Always start with the official prep pack from the ACT. I have some videos doing questions out of there, but it's official, so it's the most accurate. Yeah, College Panda's good. I like it. I haven't looked at the writing, but I like the math. It's pretty accurate. All right, guys, that is it. I am done with this test. I hope you found it useful. And if you are taking the PSAT 8/9 for 8th and 9th graders tomorrow, watch this video again, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you, guys. And by the way, if you found this helpful, please click that like button. It really helps the channel and helps spread the word so more people can benefit from these types of videos, just like you guys. And if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.